What's going on, guys? G2 here. Welcome back to the bench. And today we're going to talk about this little guy right here. So, your rifle's cleared. Do you store it this way? Or is it stored that way? Opinions differ. So guys, I got a absolute ton of heat in one of my previous videos because one of our internet range safety officers, decided to call me out and say that how can I practice safe weapons handling when my safety is not engaged on my rifles? And my answer to them was simple. There's two ways to make your rifle safe. Okay, you can go the standard method. Have your bolt back. This gun is cleared and safe, by the way, before it even makes it to the table. So you can have that bolt back, you know, locked into position and then placed in the safe position. This allows you to visually inspect the chamber, make sure that nothing's in there. You can even go one step further, grab yourself a little chamber indicator, put that guy in there, and then you know for sure that this rifle is completely safe. Now, when you are on the range, when you're in a place where you're going to be using this, you know, back and forth and back and forth, so the range goes from hot to cold, this is the correct and preferred method of marking your rifle cleared and safe so that people can go down, retract their targets, and ensure that the range is cold and you don't have any accidental discharges. What I like to do is what is commonly referred to as rack safe. Okay? Now in rack safe, when you make a weapon rack safe, this is not a made-up term. You basically go through the standard clearing as we just did, but you take it one step further. You bring the bolt forward, put it on fire, aim the rifle in a safe direction, and pull the trigger. Now you know that that gun is 100% cleared and safe. And yes, in the AR platform, you cannot engage that safety because the hammer is already forward in the fired position. So yeah, the safety doesn't work. This is what's referred to as rack safe. And the reason I like this compared to the other way is, one, you don't have an open bolt. So even if you have your dust cover closed, there's still stuff that can get in there through your magazine well and foul up and get, you know, kind of messy in there. I prefer to keep the bolt forward, the trigger, spring, and hammer spring off, right? So we're not holding any tension in those springs, even though the misconception is people do this because they're trying to save their hammer and trigger springs. They don't want to keep them in the engaged position, I guess we'll call it. So if that's why you're doing it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, because it doesn't matter if the spring is in the engaged position. That will not wear out your spring. The only thing that wears out AR springs, tempered AR steel springs, is physical wear, back and forth. That's the only thing. You can keep this thing back in the set position for years and it's going to be fine. So if you're doing it for that reason, it's for the wrong reason. I do it because this, I can easily see at this point that my gun is rack safe. I can look here, I can see that my dust cover is closed, I can look under, I can stick my finger under here and feel that my bolt is closed, and I know that if this is in my safe this way, the gun is cleared because I put it in there. Now if you're dealing with someone else's rifles and someone else's safe, yeah, you know what, you probably want to make sure that you take care and treat every weapon as if it was loaded, which is what we're still doing. Like, I'm not going to go around and, you know, haphazardly sling this guy around. We're still going to take it, and even when I take it out of the safe, I'm still going to perform a safety check on it. I'm going to pull it back, ensure that the chamber is clear, visually inspect, close the bolt, close the dust cover, and then I can put it into the safe position. So is it an extra step? Yes. But for me, I like it better because I know that that hammer's forward, that nothing is being engaged on the trigger. And let me tell you, if you've ever taken apart an AR, one of the things that absolutely sucks is when you have this thing in that position and then you go ahead and accidentally hit the trigger when you're taking it apart, because it happens when you're cleaning the rifle, right? I mean, let's not be old fuddy-duddies here with this, but if you're cleaning the rifle and you're greasing and you accidentally, that trigger goes off, or you engage the hammer, that hammer's going to come flying forward, smacking into your bolt carrier. You don't want that, or it's going to come and smack your finger in like that. At least with this way, I know that is not going to happen because the hammer's already forward, and I can still close the rifle and put it back in position. So whether you do it that way or whether you keep it on safe is ultimately your choice. Both ways are correct. Not one way is more correct than the other, with the exception of if you were on a physical range and you were continually using that rifle, I would suggest that you use the latter in making the rifle safe, like so, putting it on safe, and using a chamber indicator to indicate to others downrange that your rifle is safe. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Leave your comments below. I can't wait to hear this. So until next time, make sure that you're practicing safe weapons handling at all times and treating every weapon as if it was loaded. God bless America. G2 out.